Today we're going to discuss all the different ways to draw in chess. What means draw? Draw, it means that both of the sides, both of the opponents gets half of the point. So there are different ways to draw, 6 different ways. The first one is up here. We call this insufficient mating material. What does that mean? It means that we do not have enough pieces to checkmate, like neither of the king, white or black. We do need pieces for that because 2 kings can never capture each other and really never touch each other, never come too close. That's another example of insufficient material. If you do have the bishop or a knight, it's not enough to checkmate. If you have both of those, like a knight and a bishop, or if you have 2 bishops, that's enough to checkmate. But just a single knight or a single bishop, it's not enough because king would always run away around the board and there's no way to catch the king there. The next way to draw is the perpetual check. So up here, we can see that the black king isn't checked up here. There is only one way to escape for the king is to move to h7. Even though black is up 2 pawns at this moment, there is not enough way to block this check and there is no way to capture the white queen. So what we're going to do, we would do queen f7. It's going to check the king, king h8, queen f8, king h7, queen f7. So up, down, back and forth. I should mention that after king h8, we do not really want to move somewhere e8 here and like run away from the king because our target and our goal is to stay just next to the king as close as possible so the king will stay within the box and would be able to run away too far. Next example, we call this 50 move rule. So if there has been no capture or a pawn being moved in the last 50 moves, we can call it a draw. We do need to use this score sheet or have to play online to record the moves because otherwise it would be not possible to justify that there was actually 50 moves made. So what does that mean? It means, okay, let's say king is in check from the queen right now. Let's say the rook would move to e7 and then I would move queen a8 and then rook c7 and then we're gonna move up and down and we're gonna repeat this for 50 moves. So one move is when the white makes and the black makes a move. So that's considered to be a one move. If it only white moves, then it's half of the move. So it's going to be like one move. Continue moving here. And so once it's been 50 moves, it will instantly record as a draw online. And if you're actually using the notation and if you're participating in a tournament, which I highly suggest, then you just need to mark the move when you start. Let's say it was like move 56, and now it's like to record and like to show that it's been 50 moves, it has to be 106. So it has to be really 50 moves to justify. So like most players try to win, or like one player tried to win, but there have been no captures and no pawn moves within this 50 moves, and nobody won. So that's what we consider a draw. Next example we call stalemate. What means stalemate? So stalemate means when a player is not in check and his or her king cannot move to any square along with there is no any legal move left in the game. So, for example, that king on h8 is not in check. Even though white is up a rook and a bishop at that moment, there is no way for black to move any of the squares. So there's a rook on g1, which is controlling all the way g8 and g7, like both of those squares. So the king can't really escape to g8 or g7. Both of those squares are occupied and controlled by the rook, and king can never move into check. That's illegal in chess. And we still have another pawn on h7, so we might ask why not pawn moves like h6 or h5, but at the moment it's blocked. So the main probably mistake for white that they kept their bishop on h6, because if that bishop would be to any other square on the board, let's say like f8 or e7 or g5, that would not be considered to be a stalemate, because then black could still move their pawn to h6 or h5, right? And the game would continue. Probably white would win on like checkmating then. But at that moment, since black is not in check, it's not in danger, king can't run away anywhere, and none of the pieces can move. For that, a couple of more pawns. But if pawns are still blocked, stuck, it's still considered to be stalemate. The next move, the next example, is a threefold repetition. Threefold repetition means that the position repeats for 3 times, and then one of the players can claim a draw. So, for example, that queen would move to h3. Now, let's say black would move rook to b6. Now we move queen h5, rook b4. Now, that was once. Now, second time, queen h3, rook b, rook b6. Now, queen h5, rook b4. That's the second time. And now, when I'm about to move queen to h3, actually, by the official rules, I shouldn't make this move when I'm playing in person, so on the side tournaments. So I actually should use my notation. Or if there is no way, like you're not notating your game, you should ask a tournament director to come over and show that you are about to make this move, and you're about to claim the draw, because it's been like 2 times when you repeat the position, and you're about to repeat this position for the third time. So, well, if you're playing online, it will instantly record that move, and it will offer you to claim a draw. So, all right, so let's say again, I'm in this position. I'm about to make this move. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write down this move in my notation and still ask the tournament director to come over, and I would show that, okay, I'm about to make this third time repetition, and I'm about to claim a draw. So as long as the tournament director is following this, that's how you're going to make a draw. Now, let's say if you make this move queen h3, and now they move rook b5, you cannot claim this draw anymore, because that was not the third time repetition, because black made something else, which means, okay, they realized like, oh, actually, I'm up a rook and a bishop, so why should I go for a draw, right? So they change their mind. So before they change their mind, especially when you are down a couple of pieces, like you want to find any way you could to draw. Okay, and the last example, how to make a draw in chess, is by the agreement, which is actually very, very common in the highest level of chess. So it's very common between the grandmasters, between the masters. So is the way sometimes we finish the game. So, but I would always still suggest to all of my students, you should fight, you should try your best. And like, that's the only way we get better, by fighting, and like by trying our best, and like by still pushing, even if it seems like it's a drawish position, or if it seems that it's losing, still have to fight on.